cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is Music Monday, and I'm your host, Slash. And with me, I got Comedian 96, K Money, Freddie G. Together, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast. All right, welcome back out to Music Monday. We got another interesting topic for you today. Kind of excited about this 50-year-old hip-hop thing, man. It's came a long way. Kind of hard to believe that hip-hop's been around all my life, actually. You know, I was, I guess, born into hip-hop, which so many others are. But for 50 years, you know, a genre of music running for 50 years that was created by black people, man, that's really huge. Glad that we able to take part in that, but just wanted to talk about some stuff. The Grammys is launching a museum, and it's going to be called Hip Hop America Mixtape Exhibit.
Nice.
So it's going to be featuring Tupac, which is to me one of the greatest.
Yes, sir.
Right. You know, in the music industry. Now this exhibit is gonna be 5,000 square feet, and it's gonna feature rare artifacts from these different topics. So different artists. So from Tupac, they got a handwritten 1992 essay, "Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death." So Tupac felt like that was one of the best speeches in American history. So that'll be something that we can look forward to in this Grammys Hip Hop Museum. So other stuff is as well as Notorious Big. He wore a red leather pea jacket in Junior Mafia's video Players Anthem. Well, that's going to be part of one of the artifacts in this museum. And this museum is also going to allow visitors to be interactive and allow them to experiment with sampling, rapping, and DJing, which would be pretty cool, you know.
What? They get to like they do back in the day when they used to have a picture when you go in there, you used to sing and stuff. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, they're gonna have different little areas in there. Again, it's 5,000 square feet, so that's pretty big, you know. Yeah. And it's enough to get people to, you know, come and enjoy themselves and have a good time.
Where is this gonna be located, Slash?
Yeah. So this is going to be located. Good question, because if it's the Grammys, I think it's gonna be in LA.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be in LA.
In LA.
Yeah. Now the thing about this, and I'm gonna talk about another museum, but this particular museum opens on October 7th, and it runs until September 4th. So that's not ongoing.
Okay. Oh, so it's just a certain time of the
year.
Yeah, that's sort of like
Okay. That's the Grammys just doing it for, you know, the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So they just showing a little love, which that's cool. But one of the museums that will be constant is one that's in the Bronx, and it's a hip hop museum. Can't think of the name of it right now, but I've been watching a couple of TV shows. They have a TV show where they're sending out different artists to go and get these artifacts from these, you know, rappers, old and new.
Right.
Which is a pretty good show. But I'll tell you what I would like to see. The artifact that I would like to see in this museum in the Bronx, would be the first pair or one of the pair of Adidas that Run DMC wore on their record covers.
That would be tight.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be live.
I'd love to see that. And even the hat, you know, that they was wearing, stuff like that.
Kango hat from LL.
Kango from LL, correct. So it's a lot of different artifacts that can be held for the next 50 years. Now, mind you, these artifacts, whether big or small, can eventually end up being priceless.
Yep.
Where you're going to have a lot of people willing to pay for some of this stuff, you know.
Facts.
So it's gonna be interesting to see all of the different artifacts in these different museums. But I'm definitely interested, and I want to kind of visit the one in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I got an artifact that you probably, neither one of y'all probably not even thought about, that a hit. Probably, I'll say 80% of the rappers.
Yeah.
Two pictures. 2 songs, 2 pictures.
What's that?
This is hip hop. I want to see if y'all can guess.
Okay.
2 rap songs, 2 pictures. One is on the East Coast, one is on the West Coast. Y'all can almost guess what rap song I'm talking about. It was made back when we was young. One was on the East.
Self-destruction and all in the same game.
There it is.
Yeah.
You make it was a lot of rappers, well-known rappers, in those.
Right.
If you just put pictures or whatever you have, videos
Right.
of all those, that would be something nice to see, because it's rappers that we don't talk about no more,
Right.
and it's rappers that we still talk about. So
Right.
that would be a good.
Now, when you mentioned those 2 songs, those 2, Headed for Self-Destruction, and what was the other one?
All in the same
All in the same
Okay.
game. That was easy.
Those 2 solidified you as a rapper at that point in time. When you was on those songs, we knew you made it.
Right.
Exactly.
So same thing here with this museum thing. It's gonna be so many that we remember, so many we don't remember, with different artifacts.
So let me ask y'all this, because I got an artifact. It's kind of, it could be considered gross. It also could be considered like, what the hell? But before I tell y'all what it is, let me ask y'all, when you think of the South, who put the South on the map? The
Ghetto
South.
Boys.
Yeah.
Ghetto
I'd say the
Boys.
Ghetto Boys.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now,
Ghetto Boys.
We heard them well before the world heard them.
Yes.
So the world recognized them from My Mind Playing Tricks on Me.
Right.
And the We Can't Be Stopped album.
Right.
There's 3 artifacts I would want to go with the in that hip hop museum. One of them is kind of gross.
From the Ghetto Boys.
Uh-huh.
Man, I know not.
So the first 2, there are 2, the hats that Willie D and Scarface wore on the album cover.
Yeah. I remember
And
that.
the other one that's considered gross, that eye patch
The
that
eye patch
Butch
that
Willie-
That bitch, yeah.
That's why I said I know
And
not.
it's so funny you mentioned the Scarface album. First of all, shout out to Oakland. Oakland, I love y'all out there, but y'all know how to jack for real. You say, I say, we all agree Scarface did. They put them
Ghetto Boys.
with the Ghetto Boys, period, all together. They put the South on the map. But soon behind him, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of rappers behind him. But soon behind him, I think Mystical, and the reason why I say that is because when I moved to Oakland, and Mystical, Louisiana rapper, whatever. When I moved to Oakland, no one knew who Mystical was, and I was playing his music. True story. Got jacked for his CD along with Scarface album. They pulled me over to take my Mystical they just seen the Scarface. I wasn't playing it. They jacked me. I'm thinking they gonna take the car, bro.
I
They
would say
took
Master
my.
P before Mystical.
Yeah, I would
man.
have too.
Master P.
Yeah.
It's
But
Master P.
I know, but Mystical had a different style with that shout, that animal. Like my
But
bad.
here's we're saying on like when you think of the South, I
Yeah.
mean for real,
I
Ghetto
agree with you.
Boys.
I give
They
it.
were first.
yeah, they were.
Ghetto
I-
Boys were
Then
first.
Master
Honestly,
P.
when I moved to Oakland, I didn't hear none of Master P music. I heard Mystical's music when I moved
I
to
don't see
Cali.
why not.
I don't know
Master,
why.
Master P was
From
down
that
in
Richmond area.
that Richmond Bay area.
Right,
yeah.
That's-
Really?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a record store and all
I
this. Yeah.
swear I didn't hear his music. I heard a lot of Mystical. I'm telling you. But again, I didn't go out after I got jacked. I kind of didn't go back Oakland for a while. So, but no, shout out to Master P and the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, they
Mystical.
Ghetto Boys was first, of course, from the South, and then you had these other ones rise up out of New Orleans, such as Master P, and then you had Birdman and Cash Money Records. And shout out to them. BG just got out of jail. Shout out BG, man.
shout out
It's
BG.
it's good for you to
Welcome
be
home.
back. Welcome home, brother. Because what I do say about BG, man, and coming out of Cash Money, he was one of the realest, man, vocally. You know,
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of think Wayne took a little bit of swag from BG, but BG was the hardest, man, that they had to me.
Man, I still jam right to this day. It's on my playlist. BG, Don't Talk to Me.
Yeah, BG was hard,
There's
man.
a song called Don't
Don't
Talk
talk to me.
Yeah, BG was hard.
I'm gonna go listen.
I don't want to holler.
Yeah, I respect BG. So with that being said, you can see the differences within 50 years. What's been going on in the hip hop industry? You know, you had people like Slick Rick when we was in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of other KRS-Ones.
Yeah.
Public Enemy, which they didn't get a lot of notoriety because of what they talked about. They was more against political.
That's all
stuff,
same
you know.
gang. That's same.
All in the same game.
All in that picture.
You had other artists such as Big Daddy Kane, which I used to love Big Daddy
Yeah.
Kane. Big Daddy Kane had a swagger about it, man, and he was smooth.
He was a smooth,
laid back rapper.
Smooth operator.
Yeah, so he just was on a Drink Champs, and basically what he was doing is giving the youngsters, you know, telling them, hey, you know, gain and stay in power with rap because this hip hop thing ain't over, you know. And I think what he's saying by that is, don't lose yourself, you know, to the political aspects of music. Do what makes you feel good, because what I'm hearing a lot of artists do, they're not even thinking about being an artist. They basically, I'ma sound like him because he already owned. Well, that's not originality. Right. Originality is a must when it comes to music. So a lot of these youngsters, and I think what Big Daddy Kane is saying, hey man, look, be you. You know, don't try to do what everybody else is doing, or just don't try to be in the crowd, what it is. Be original.
Be original.
You know, be you. And what I've noticed throughout the industry now, the ones who are original, you don't hear much. But as long as you have the content that the government want to push and put in our neighborhoods, you the hottest artist going. They making money, like the girl. We talked about her. Sexy. What's her name? Red.
Red,
Oh.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, now we know the lyrics that she said in her song, man. Come
Oh,
on.
my goodness. Did you see that poster that's come out?
I've been seeing that, and it's crazy because, but it's sad because what I'm saying is, this is what you allowing us people to think, and these younger girls are thinking. The lyrics in her song, I mean, come on.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the poster that they have flying
I've
around.
seen that.
Yeah, that's just.
I've seen that, but
I ain't seen it.
when you have years of what we've been going through in hip hop, now let me say, 2 Live Crew, Luke, they was nasty.
Yeah, very.
He brought out and he done his time. They banded him and all of this, which all he had the girls doing is what they doing now on Twitter
Right.
and all these other TikTok, twerking half naked.
Right.
Well, that's all Luke did. That's all he was doing. So now he opened the door for that.
Exactly.
But now where the younger generation take it too far.
Yeah.
And I mentioned her because of her lyrics in her song, and I think about, I got daughters. I don't want them running around singing these songs. You know what I'm saying? That she's saying.
Yeah.
But this is 50 years of hip hop.
Exactly.
You know, so what I think Big Daddy Kane is saying is, hey, be creative,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be the nastiest person in the world to
You
sell
don't.
a record.
You don't.
You know, you really don't. Of
Yeah.
course, sex sells. We can't change that. But you don't have to fall into that category because we got so many years of hip hop left. So be original, continue to create, continue to recreate, you know, and recreate your own sound and be who you are that way. And you don't have to worry about getting a Grammy, because all the hot artists ain't never got Grammys.
That's true.
You
That
know,
they have now.
And have some content, man.
and have content.
Content.
Yeah.
Have something to talk about. Like I always say. I mean, everybody love Drake. I'm sorry. To me, he doesn't have a story to tell. Yeah, he jamming, but he don't got a story to tell. To me, when you tell a story, I'm gonna listen. But if you just tell me about car, clothes, and jewelry,
Well,
I can go to the mall go see that.
when you say Drake, Drake is a good artist, and I think what he did was
He's jamming.
He allowed
give him
different
that.
content to
Right.
be in a song. He did it the best.
Right.
Because what we know from hip hop, it wasn't a lot of different types of content in one song. One song was about one thing, one particular topic, whatever the hook was is what the song was about. But Drake has made it everybody comfortable with having more than one type of topic in a song. He could rap about anything.
Right.
He could talk about the car. He could
But
talk
he can't
about
tell.
the
He
girl.
can't talk about selling dope. He can't talk about living on the street because he's always been from money.
And it's
you gotta
okay.
understand, like us from
Yeah.
the table, we got it from the dirt. That's what
Yeah.
we want to hear.
But check it out.
We wanna hear that.
Check it out, man. All of the drugs and the gangster stuff. We know that come from the West Coast, and it kind of migrated down south, and we kind of like that. But we're talking about 50 years of hip hop, and so hip hop, they wasn't talking about that in New York.
Right.
They wasn't talking. We was loving that. We was jamming that. We was
Right.
feeling that. Right.
Right. But they were telling the
So when
story.
you say, hear what I'm saying though.
Go ahead.
So when you say we want to hear, the gangster stuff talk. Yeah, some of the stuff is entertaining, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and I love all of the gangster rap, but I can only listen to so many niggas getting killed on one song.
Right.
No. The point I'm making is, it doesn't have to be gangster to tell a story. When Sally walks and all that, if you listen to that song, he told a story, and you can visualize it if you close your eye. I remember walking down to see, and when you Cheryl and Donna, when he was talking
But
about
not all
those-
music has to have a story to be entertaining.
Well,
doesn't.
poetry is a story to me. Poetry.
Not
So
all
rap is a poetry.
Not all, but what I'm saying is not all of it has to be in a story format for it to be entertaining.
Right. And prime example of that
This is my preference.
from an older artist, Special Ed.
Yeah.
Special Ed had a lot of different content in one song.
Yeah,
I
he
got
did.
a dog.
He did.
A frog with a solid gold bone.
But it
frog,
made you think
a
though.
dog,
It did
know,
make
but-
you think. Like, how could a dog have a solid gold
Now-
bone? But let
Well,
me
it was
think.
the metaphor.
It was the metaphor.
I get it, but it made you think what kind of dog he got. It's a story, so I know it's not true, and it's fiction. It's not. It's fictional. Was non-fictional is no fictional. So it's not true, right? So what I'm saying is, he still told the story. So in the back of your mind, you were like, damn, what kind of dog had a solid gold bone? How big was that motherfucker? So it's still a story. It's a small story, but still, you're thinking about it.
It's more creative the way he did it
Right.
than the way it's being done now. Because they're not creative like that now.
Right.
They're using a lot of different content to create a song like Drake does. But they're not as, metaphoric as far as style, and rhyme scheme. They did it way different.
Yeah. Right now,
back in those days.
you just get skirt.
Yeah,
Whoop!
and most of the
Skirt,
rappers
skirt.
now,
That's how you get here.
most of them now, man, are basically just, I'm gonna rap and make some words rhyme. And
Exactly.
if it rhyme, and some of them now are making the words rhyme, and they don't even rhyme.
Damn.
Well, it's the
right.
beat now, more or less. Now it's the beat versus
Right.
the lyrics.
And lately, I've been noticing that they not on time with the beat. It's like, okay, what are we doing? But again, it's 50 years of hip hop. This is where we evolving to.
Yeah.
And I think now it's kind of a midpoint, because if we're gonna get another 100 years out of this, we got to get back on track.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, when hip hop first came out, they didn't expect it to last 50 years.
No.
And the politicians were looking for a way
To stop
to
it.
get it stopped. And
To ban it, yeah.
the way it's hard for me to sit there and say that it's in good hands.
Right.
With the type of rappers we have out there nowadays. However, things have changed tremendously. You look at how battle rap was back in 50 years ago
Right.
versus today's
Today,
battle rap.
yeah.
It's a big difference.
It's a big
Oh,
So the content
yeah.
has
So,
changed.
so could it be that it's just evolving
Yeah, I think,
and we're getting old?
and we're seeing it evolve.
Yeah, because you think about it when we was little, and our parents used to be like, "Turn that hippity hop hoopity hoop off." We used to, remember that back in the
Well, I think-
our parents used to do that.
Yeah, well, we more or less are on the lines of thinking how the politicians were thinking when it first came out, because
Right.
we don't really enjoy how it is today, or we don't. The music is, like I say, is totally different.
Right.
And I don't enjoy hip hop today like I did when it first came out, because, like I say, the format. It's not just the format; it's the content that's different.
content.
And it
That's
seems
right.
like it's all the same.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
there's
Redundant.
yeah.
It's all the same, like you said,
Yep.
and it's mainly, like I said earlier, the music, because
Yep.
when hip hop started, the DJ was part of hip hop.
The DJ was the main part of
exactly,
it.
and they're kind of extinct
And
nowadays.
actually, the DJ started hip hop. Because without the DJing at the parties, he was the one to do the scratching
exactly,
and the cuts.
exactly,
And he
was
created,
the main,
And then once you think about it, man, when you had those duos, Jazzy Jeff
And
the
the Fresh
Fresh
Prince. Yep.
Eric B.
and
Rock.
Yeah. And you had so many EPMD.
Yeah,
the same thing.
Yeah,
You know,
EPMD. Yeah, you got about them.
Salt and Pepper had Spinderella.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it was like
Yeah.
the DJ was the main focus
Back in the day.
back in the day.
That's because scratching.
Okay, so now let's talk about now today. When you get these DJs, and I'll give you a good of who I think would be kind of a DJ position right now. DJ Khaled.
yeah.
Same thing.
Cali. And I'm another one, but he ain't really just active like that because he came out, he's a little bit older. I'll say Jazzy Jeff, if he was active. Because he can scratch. He scratched back in the day.
Yeah.
You don't have that many DJs that can still scratch. If he was active, he scratched,
He's
and
still-
then
he's
plus
still
the
active?
Yeah, he's still, but
I
he's
don't-
doing a lot.
I don't see him.
He just had a concert here in Houston
he
a couple of
is
months
active.
ago.
Really?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man.
But you know, he's doing a
I'm
lot.
sorry, Jazzy Jeff. I didn't know, bro. I don't hardly see you. I see
He's-
Khaled all over the place.
He's doing a lot in
Envy,
entertainment.
Khaled, I see them all over the place.
He's doing a lot in
1,000, two
entertainment.
1,000.
1,000, 2 1,000.
1,003.
But what I do want to say, because K Money, you mentioned politics in hip hop, and here we are 50 years. So just past Saturday, there was a celebration of hip hop's 50th anniversary, and our Vice President Kamala Harris led this. So I mean, I think it's a good idea, and hip hop inspired a host of people this year. Such as DJ Kool Herc,
Who?
MC Light, DJ Kool Herc. The reason why I want to say DJ Kool Herc, and you don't know who it is, we just talked about DJing. He was the first person to create this hip hop thing.
Okay.
So that's why his name should be known all over the world when it comes down to hip hop. If you don't know who DJ Kool Herc is, you're not really a hip hop fan.
At all.
For sure.
You know, I truly don't believe that you are. But at this anniversary that Vice President Harris led, there were a lot of good pioneers there, such as Common, Jeezy, MC Light, Roxanne Shante.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of these people, like Roxanne Shante, she paved the way for a lot of female rappers.
MC Light.
You know, MC Light paved the way.
Moni Love.
Moni Love, Queen Latifah. I mean, the list goes on. But I mean, again, 50 years of hip hop is hard to believe that it's been 50 years, because I can remember growing up in the 70s.
Yeah.
Wasn't much hip hop on the radio. They didn't do much hip hop on the radio. It was mainly some of the stuff that my parents listened to, you know, the younger, I mean, you know, their age group, you know, the bands and stuff like that. You know, but now that hip hop has evolved into what it is, I think, again, it's more important for us to say, okay, we want to live another 50 years through hip hop, and we need to make some definite changes, and we need to get better at what we're doing. Not to say that we're horrible, but I just think we need to get better at it and focus more on being really good rather than being just like this person. I think that's going to help us in the long run. 50 years of hip hop, y'all. We out. So that's all, y'all, for this edition of Music Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Come back tomorrow and check out True Tuesday with K Money. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, B52 Scott Podcast, on Twitter, @52 Scott Podcast.